So hello everyone, and thanks being so many in this last section. Here I want to present our what we used with Jean-Michel Renders for the diversity challenge. Just to make the point, the aim was that we can have a very good performance and precision, but if we want to do diversity, then we have to take some risk of doing diversity, and the risk is to also lower sometimes the precision. So what was our main motivation? So our first motivation was that 10 years ago we sort of proposed the cross-media similarity measures, and we won several challenges between 2007 and 2011. And just we asked, can we check how this measure or this method works nowadays? But also on the other side, we said, this was a quite simple way of combining image and text. And now there are new methods like joint image and text embedding. So let's also try to compare such methods together. And also, as I said, because the task was also to diversification, we also try to see different methods for that one. So what is this method which we proposed 10 years ago? It's very simple. It's just a pseudo-relevance feedback, but it's cross-modal. And the idea is that starting from one of the modalities, in this case, for example, we have the textual query, we rank our document in a first step by this modality, and when we do the pseudo-relevance feedback, we switch media. So to be more concrete, so if we have a query, a textual query, then we are able to compare the textual query with the pure visual one through the rest of the data set. And this is just on averaging the visual similarity between documents. So the cross-modal similarity can be written as a weighted average of the visual similarity of the document with the top relevant documents in the first step. So this is a re-ranking process. It's completely unsupervised. And further on, we can also see that, and also to improve this, here I'm not sure, sometimes we recombine with the original scores to get even better results. So this was our third, the basis of our third run. But if you see the formula, you can see that if we now instead of taking the visual similarity between documents, we can also use the textual similarity between documents, and then we get automatically a pure textual run. And exactly that was our second run. But also, if you assume that the Flickr ranking provided are visual rankings, then we can, instead of using the textual similarity at the beginning, but using the Flickr similarity, we can also get a visual run. So all our runs were based on this formula, or the first three runs. As I said, we also wanted to test some more complex, newer methods. So therefore, we implemented a simple network which takes as input some textual features, some visual representations, and try to embed these features in a common space. And for that one, there are some methods out there. So the idea is that we want to learn this network using a set of triplet losses, where the idea is that if we have a triplet of documents, two of them being relevant and the third one is irrelevant, then we try to push to make the relevant documents close both in the visual and the textual embeddings, and to be far from the embeddings of other documents. So for this one, we first tried to use the development set and split the development set in some training and test data, and we used the ground truth. But unfortunately, the model was overfitting on the topics used, but the generalization was very bad on the new topics. So we abandoned that idea, and then we said, okay, but how to take other ground truths? So we used the cross-media similarity measure, and we took the top of the list and all the documents we said, if they were on the top, they are relevant to each other, and the bottom of the list and other topics we considered as non-relevant. So this method performed much better than the first strategy, but still what we observed that this method does not really learn more than what already we knew. So it performed quite similar with the first one. And then we tried to recombine these rankings with the original rankings, but as we will see, the run 4 and run 5, the two last run using this idea, does not really improve the original one. So we think that the problem is that we don't have enough data for learning, and it was too limited, and also it was just learning what we already knew about. Actually, our original intention was to use this model with external data, but for many reasons we only could focus on the challenge 2 weeks before the deadline. So I think this model is not bad, but if we use some external data like Visual Genome or Flickr 31, where we have a lot of data and textual and visual relationship, then maybe we could learn more than just what we have already. But unfortunately, this is for the future if I have time, so we could not do. So that's why I said that here we use this approach again. And in all our approaches, finally, we did not use the labels of the development set just only for tuning our parameters. So all our approaches finally was more or less unsupervised. I mean, they were unsupervised and we tuned with the labels. So if we forget, and finally, we had a first ranking, as I said, one of those rankings, but the aim was not to have a top at the top high precision, but also diversity. So we tried several methods for the diversity based on various clustering methods, but what we found as working the best is this 20 years old approach, which is called maximum margin relevance, which is a iteratively ranking process. So when we have already a ranked list, the idea is that at each step we penalize documents which was already selected and have high similarity with the selected documents. So if we think now that we take this approach and with the cross-media similarity, forgetting about the embedding, then the moment we have the features, this method, actually it's a few lines of MATLAB code, and exactly what we did. So as I said, the method remains extremely simple and straightforward. So to make it work, it is important to have good features. So what we tried to take is what was really to take some state-of-the-art representations, and as I said, we used the development set to compare several features on the development set, and we found that the provided features were not so good. So what we used at the end for the text features, we combined a language model-based representation, which was a bit of the old classical methods, with some new embedding techniques, which is the dual embedding space model, I will tell one word about, which was used as it is, which was pre-trained on the BigQuery compose. So they are off-the-shelf embeddings, and the same for the image. We took some off-the-shelf deep models and used them as a feature extractor. So what we used at the end, we used Inception ResNet for the first ranking, for the cross-media similarity, and what we found, it was the RMAC features to integrate in the diversity part, in the maximum margin relevance. So I won't enter in detail, but as I said, the dual embedding space model is similar to the Word2Vec embedding, except that in the Word2Vec embedding, the second part is sort of discarded, while it was shown that in the information retrieval community, if we take into account both embedding the in and out, then it could be, it encoded some co-occurrences and works quite nicely. So what we did this embedding combined, as I said, with the language model. And this is my colleague's part, because he's the textual expert, so I cannot say too much on that if you have questions. And for the image part, okay, I don't want to scare you. This is the Inception ResNet 2 network, but as I said, I took the off-the-shelf model, pre-trained model, and we just took the activation layer after the average pooling, and we took the L2 normalization, because then you can use the dot product to take the similarity between two methods. The RMAC features is the difference between RMAC features, which is built on the ResNet, is that can be 2 minutes. So can be seen as a three-stream network. Actually, it's a triplet loss base, and it learns to distinguish similar images to pushing to from non-similar images. So again, we took this model as it is, because after training it can be used as a feature extractor. So this was also pre-trained on the internet. So we took off the shelf and we used it directly to extract features. So my last slide is the results. And as I said, we can see at least the first 3 lambs as simply as 3 re-ranking. We take a first ranking, then after with this cross-modal similarity we re-rank the data, and after with the MMR we do the diversification. And as I said, except for the textual run, where both for the diversity and for the run the textual similarity or textual embedding was used, we used always the RMAC features for the diversification, and an Inception ResNet for the re-ranking, for the cross-media similarity. So, yeah, I'm open for questions. I don't have too much time, but if you have some questions.
Yeah, thank you.